Welcome and welcome to the present. Yes, if you're just joining for the first time, be kind enough to strike the like button. Very, very important for the channel and for us in the algorithm. Be kind enough to strike the like button. If you're here for the first time, too, consider subscribing. Very, very important. And make sure you turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when we go live or we post pre-recorded videos. So once we've gotten that out of the way, yes, let's discuss how good this guy is. This guy's rather. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. If you remember the mantra that was being popularly channeled in the media, especially the mainstream and the private media, sometimes, attack win games, defense win championship. That was the mantra we're being constantly reminded as Arsenal fans, and we're being told how we had a soft underbelly, how we're weak. I remember the twilight days of Arsene Wenger, when it was winding up, get to the end of Arsene Wenger, we had diminutive players who we didn't have a lot of physicality in the team. Our core was actually soft. Let's be fair. That was a fair observation by the mainstream media and other people that our core wasn't strong enough. But now that we have a solid core of William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and we've added as a defensive midfielder, Declan Rice, where is this narrative about defensive? About defense winning championship? Suddenly, these guys have gone quiet. Find it very, very interesting that suddenly the media have gone quiet on the mantra they constantly reminded Arsenal fans of. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me make sure my audio is working well. Okay, it seems the audio is working well. So I find it very interesting. Suddenly, the media have gone passive because they do not want to give the accolades Arsenal deserve. Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff, plus with the benevolence of the Kroenkes, are building a very, very solid team. Whether you like it or not, Arsenal are looking very, very solid. They are still very actively active participant in this title race. Yes, you can give the experience and the know-how to Manchester City and Liverpool, duly so, but whether you love it or not, whether you like Arsenal or not, whether you're pro-Arsenal or anti-Arsenal, you cannot ignore the evidence before you. That's not a solid team, and they could actually win or clinch this title this season. Just look at the team. Last season, without the likes of Jesus and Partey, a lot of Arsenal fans would be moaning and grunting, saying we have no chance of winning this title. They've been no Jesus. He has been in and out due to the knee injury. Partey has barely played 3 games for us this season, and yet we are still actively in the title race. We've had like Tomiyasu in and out of the squad. Timber, unfortunately, been injured for the whole season, and yet we still remain keenly active in this title race. Defensively, we have been the best team. There is no other team defensively that is better than us collectively. On the board, off the board, there is no a better team than us this season, whether you love it or not. Now we had that glitch against I think West Ham and Fulham, but we've recovered. And since the return of the year, we are scoring goals for fun. We are defending well. We are stifling teams. We're taking it from pressing to stifling. We are doing aggressively well. We are still in Champions League. Yeah, unfortunately, we crashed out of the FA Cup. Even though we played well, but we were not clinical enough that time, and Liverpool took a full advantage. Shout out to them. But Arsenal has been very, very good this season, especially these two, Saliba and Gabriel. The media have given them their kudos. They have been solid. If you remember the teams of old, like of Chelsea when they were winning trophies, Ricardo Carvalho, if you remember him, and John Terry were very instrumental defensively, very solid. Those days when Man U were still very prominent in winning trophy, they are Ferdinand and Vidic very solid defensively, right? We give them their kudos. Even lately when Liverpool had the same thing with Matip and Van Dijk, they give their kudos were given to them even before they won the league. So why are we so skeptical? Why are we passive about Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba? Evidently, they're the best centre halves in not only England, in Europe. Athletically, they are there. Physically, they are there. Pace-wise, they are there. One-on-one, you can't beat them. They are just a complete package in terms of having defenders. Now, I understand the team has to defend collectively, but these two guys have been colossal, extremely colossal to the fact that Arsenal are defensively resolute. In both boxes, they are defending when it comes to defending Arsenal. And when they go forward for corners, they score goals, especially Gabriel. He has been scoring goals for fun. You cannot ignore that fact, right? You cannot ignore that fact. You cannot ignore, regardless of how you might be anti-Arsenal, but the facts are there before you, and you cannot ignore it. That Arsenal are defensively solid. So I kind of called this clip yesterday when Sam Allardyce, who you think should know about what he's speaking before he goes on the radio show, hard for me what I call a gaff. Let's listen to it real quick, and I'll come back to continue my commentary. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to reenact my fair use privileges on YouTube, and let's play this video.
I've gone on record as saying I think arguably the two most important players for Arsenal, for example, as talented players as they've got, I think the two centre-backs are arguably the most important players. Bearing that in mind, who's got the best defence out of the top three, Arsenal, Liverpool or Manchester City, do you think?
I think Liverpool at the moment.
They must introduce the BS. How can Liverpool's defence be the best defence? Arsenal's defence has been the best statistically, and passes the eye test. I'm not saying Liverpool's defense has not been good this season, but clearly we all know Arsenal's defense is better than Liverpool's defense. That's just a fact. How can someone like that just say Liverpool's defense is better? This is the problem with the media, right? You have to update your data. Don't just come on radio shows or TV shows unupdated and just spew out your ignorance. Everybody and their dog know that the Arsenal's defense this season has been colossal, has been the better defensive unit than any other defense in the Premier League. That's just fact. That's not me just being an Arsenal fan. This is not me just being tribalistic. This is not me just being biased. Those are the facts that the Arsenal defense has been the best in terms of statistics and passes the eye test. So why would Sam Allardyce go on a radio show and say Liverpool's defense? Because they expect Liverpool and Man City to always be ahead of Arsenal. There is this cynicism and this narrative in the media that Arsenal must always be the banter club. Now, I'm not saying we've not been a banter club in years past, but you have to update your data and update your information. Arsenal are no longer that banter club that everybody used to drag in the mud. We've left the mud brothers. That's for Manchester United and Chelsea and the likes. We are not part of parcel of the mud brothers. Please, it's very imperative that these guys update their data and stop dragging Arsenal into this disrepute. It offends me most of the time. You cannot continue to speak ill of Arsenal when we are no more in that situation. I get it, in the past, we were down in a dumpster fire. But now, come on, man. Arsenal no longer that thing. So for some Allardyce to go there and waffle about Arsenal and Liverpool's defense better than Arsenal's defense this season is just preposterous. Like, update your data. I know most of you want Arsenal to remain where they used to be. I get it, but that is not just longer the truth anymore. That's not just longer objective anymore. The objective truth is that Arsenal are a better team. Arsenal compete for the second season in succession in the title race, keep contesting, and they have a very, very good chance, more than a good chance, of clinching this title this season. You might continue to peddle and push the narrative of, oh, they've not won it in 20 years. Fair. That's a fair observation. You can show that you can continue to push the narrative that, oh, they don't have the experience. That's a fair observation. But the reality is that the players right now at Arsenal, they play, the performance and the result shows that Arsenal are keenly actually competitive, and they can actually clinch this title under the notice of Manchester City and Liverpool. Liverpool might have the experience. If you look at Liverpool, they are being riddled with a few injuries. Yeah, yesterday they won in the FA Cup against Southampton with a bunch of kids. So let's not push it. Let's not push it because Liverpool won with a bunch of kids in the FA Cup against a Southampton team. Gives them that edge that they can do it in Premier League. No. The Premier League is a different beast. It's a different kettle of fish. Your adrenaline doesn't push you through. You have to have the quality on display. If they don't get the required players like Trent, like Salah, Nunes back as quick as possible, they will derail. See, this fanciful and wishful thinking that Liverpool can go on this fairy tale run with their young kids and win the Premier League. Now, they can do that in the FA Cup against Chelsea. Chelsea they are nobody right now. Everybody can trump upon Chelsea. But when it comes to this business end of the league, those young kids of Liverpool ain't doing this. It's not going to happen. You are not winning the league with a bunch of inexperienced kids. That is fanciful, right? That is some kind of fairy tale stuff that a lot of you want to fantasize about. I'm sorry, wake up from that horrible fantasy or nightmare. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Sorry, it's not going to happen. So let's continue to see how the league progresses. We play Arsenal play Sheffield United, unfortunately, on Monday. We have to wait till Monday to actually watch our beloved Arsenal team play against Sheffield United at the Bramall Lane. I expect 3 points. I expect today, I think Mikel Arteta will be doing his press conference later today. I expect I'll be coming back in evening to to analyze the presser and look at the commentaries of Mikel Arteta. I expect that Mikel Arteta was going to do what Mikel Arteta does, a bit of hyperbole. He will never give out the authentic team news. We know how Mikel Arteta likes to be shrewd. Now, we should be the right commentary. He likes to be coy. He likes to hide his hand. He likes to keep his card close to his chest. So I expect him not to tell the whole truth. It is what it is, and I understand that about Mikel Arteta. You don't want to give your opponent any advantage, which is fair. It's all fair and love him war. So I get that perspective. So, but maybe we can get some updates on Zinchenko, because when we saw the pictures yesterday in their training session at the Emirates, we did not see Zinchenko. There was no Tomiyasu. We saw Timber. Welcome back, Timber. We saw him in training section yesterday. We saw Partey in the pictures, but we did not see Zini and Tomiyasu. But according to reports before yesterday, Tomiyasu and Zini are expected to be part and parcel of the squad that will go to Bramall Lane to face Sheffield United. So we should get more updates today when Mikel Arteta does his pre-match press conference, and I'm coming back to do my presser on that. So, what are the games we are supposed to see before we watch our game on Monday? Since we're going to play on Monday, there are a few games that will be going on this weekend. Let me look at that. There'll be Tottenham against Crystal Palace. There'll be Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. That should be an interesting one. Let's see what Liverpool can do there. Because Liverpool are still in the title race, so that's our concern. There'll be Newcastle United against Wolverhampton, Fulham against Brighton, Everton against West Ham, Brentford against Chelsea, another interesting game. Luton against Aston Villa, another interesting game. So on Sunday we have a Burnley against Baltimore. Then the big one, Manchester derby, Manchester City against Manchester United. Then on the 4th of March, at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United against Arsenal. That should be an interesting one for us to watch. I expect 3 points, even though we know to be fight for their survival. That's for Sheffield United. I don't care about Sheffield United's survival. All I care about the fact that Arsenal are actually in a title race, and we cannot afford any slip-ups. So, what other news are relevant to us? So, like I said, we're waiting for Mikel Arteta's presser later today, so I will come back to react to that, and that should be all for now. There's no other relevant news about Arsenal right now. So, guys, I'll be leaving that for now. I expect to join me later in the evening, later today, from that live show where we'll discuss the keynote and the excerpts from the Mikel Arteta press conference regarding the match on Monday. So make sure you turn on your notification bell. If you're watching this on a playback, please strike the like button and make sure you turn on the notification bell so I can get notified when I go live later in the day. So, guys, thank you for joining me this early morning for this morning starter on Arsenal Present. Do not forget to like the videos, very important. Do not forget to subscribe, very, very important. And one more time, it's very important you turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys later in the evening for the presser. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.